This is Wide Open Spaces, and today in the studio, a performer who's been was actually born right here in Houston, Texas, calls Austin home, and she's been at it with her band for 8 years. She's played all over Europe and the U.S., and she hits stage tonight at 6:30 at the Discovery Green Park. Paula Nelson, welcome to KPFT. How are you today?
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Is this your first time at KPFT?
It is. It is.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
You got your band together, and these guys are pretty much family to you. You've been with them for quite some time.
Yeah, about 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce the guys you got with you today?
Right here on guitar is Landis Armstrong.
Landis, and you have some Houston connections.
That's right, I do. I hang around with the Alan Oldies band and the L Orbits.
Okay.
Fellas like that.
Play with those guys every once in a while?
That's right, I'll admit it.
Cool.
That's true.
Thanks for coming into town early. Can't wait to see you on stage tonight over Discovery Green. And Paula, who else we got with us today?
Over here on drums is Kevin Lance.
Hello, Kevin, way back in the back.
Hi there.
I know he grew up in Austin, and he's been a part of the Austin music scene in Texas for a long time.
Very
Longer than I care to admit, but yeah.
Longer than he cares to admit.
Right.
And then over here on bass is Mark Epstein.
Okay, Mark, good to see you. And Mark was with Johnny Winter for quite some time, is that right?
That's correct.
Very good. And how did you make the transition from Johnny to Paula?
Easily, actually.
All right, enough said. And who else we got? Is that
Just
everybody?
me. Yeah, just me.
That's everybody. All right. And Paula, you've been playing since you were about 7 when you first sat down at the piano and took
I
some
actually
lessons.
thought that I had wrote the song I Think I Love You, and then I found out that the Partridge Family stole it right out from underneath me.
Right.
At 7, I was playing and banging on the piano saying, I think I love you.
Sure.
I might have stolen it from them,
All right.
probably. But yeah, I pretty much write songs with the piano and the guitar, but these guys are so good that I don't need to, embarrass myself by playing them on stage.
I see. And has it always been piano? Did you pick up the guitar a little bit later?
Yeah, the guitar hurts,
Yeah.
I found. It hurts to practice that. It doesn't hurt to practice the piano very much, so I favor the piano more just because it's not as painful.
Sure. Do you use that to write songs?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Both of them. I'm just not really good at, either one.
Right. You are on your way to New Mexico. Tell us what's going on up there.
We've been touring up there quite a bit. It's a nice little path that we have paved, around these areas, and we get a lot of folks that continue to come and see us. For the last 4 or 5 years, we've been, going up that same path up through New Mexico and then parts of Colorado.
Right.
And
You have some big fans of Colorado as well as California and the West Coast as well.
Yeah, so I didn't name the CD Little City for that reason, but that's kind of what we've been doing, is going around the bigger cities and sticking to the little ones, and it's great. We have a lot of friends and a lot of fans. It's cool.
And Little City was a CD you put out just over a year ago.
Yeah, and actually the title is I joke about our little big town, which is Austin.
Sure.
It's about our little big city.
Very cool. Paula Nelson live in the KPFT studio with the Paula Nelson Band. And they're playing tonight. Hit the stage at 6:30 over at Discovery Green Park. It's absolutely free. Highly recommend you go over there and check them out. And of course, the chords that are going to be playing after you guys.
Yes, they're amazing.
What are you guys going to play for us first today in the studio?
Little City, actually.
Oh, all right. Here we go. The Paula Nelson Band on KPFT.
1, 2, 3.
Living on the town, little big town, coming home late all the time. Little city and I look at the sky and bet on the night's recall. You can bet by midnight all the lost and found are little city's last call tonight. on the town, the little big town, coming home late all the time. You can bet by midnight all the lost and found are little cities last call the night. Little cities last call the night. Little cities last call the night.
Paula Nelson Band, live in the KPFT studio. Excuse me, fantastic. That was
Bless
great. You know, I sneeze a lot, and I've never, ever done it on the air. That's the first time ever. And I've always been waiting for it to happen, and there it is.
It was barely a sneeze. No one would have known had I
That's
not
right.
said bless you.
You're hitting the stage tonight at 6:30 at Discovery Green. Talk to me a little bit about your records. I went to your website, and the only thing that's available there is the one that you just sang the title track to, The Little City. Now, I know that you recorded a few records before you met all these guys. Are those records you were kind of new, experimenting in the studio and made some mistakes and wish they'd go away?
Actually,
Are they
guys,
proud little gems that you have? That
they're proud little gems. They're more like proud little demos, really. I
Okay.
mean, they came out great, but they were early on. A lot of them were filmed with a traveling little studio in a hotel room, you know. They sound fine, and they're all my songs, but I this group of guys that I have and the recording that we've done with the last couple of records have really are just
this is the sound you were looking for.
it's the sound I was looking for. I think, you know, I was very green and I was writing all these songs and they weren't exactly, I wasn't quite sure how I wanted them to sound, and they're fine. I'm proud of them, but I'm really proud of the last two and the up and comings as well.
Okay, so this band you're about to release, well, not about, but maybe before the end of the year, your third record with this group will be out.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And that should be done before Christmas sometime. Maybe Thanksgiving will be a little bit more closer to the actual date.
We're hoping.
Okay.
We're hoping. Yeah,
We'll
we've
see.
got a couple of them recorded, and you know, we find it best to go out and play them on tour, and then come back and go back in the studio and just nail them that
Okay,
way.
that
You
makes
know,
sense.
it's really get them.
So you'll be debuting a whole bunch of new songs this evening.
Yes, actually,
right.
we will.
All
I
right,
believe
very
so.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, now let me ask you this. The first record's not available. The first record with this band is not available at your website. Is that available for sale tonight at the Discovery Green?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. All right.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. Yes.
And then,
Yep.
of course, Little City will be there as well.
Yes, definitely.
Now, have you done all the recording for the one that's coming out later this year?
We've done some of it.
Okay.
Like I said, I think it was more of a paid rehearsal that we did there.
All right.
Paid for.
The new record coming out later this year, is most of that stuff recorded here in the state, in Texas?
Uh-huh,
Okay.
uh-huh,
You have
yeah.
a particular studio you're working with? You do it a couple different places? You
Oh,
got one at home?
no, I'd never leave, probably,
Yeah,
if I
right.
had one at home. We recorded Lucky 13 at Ray Benson's studio, Bismo,
Cool.
in Austin. And some of Little City we recorded, but we have a friend named Michael Crow who has a great studio that used to belong to a man named Wink Tyler in the 70s that was a hit spot to record. And it's
Cool.
still the same house and really cool, old school, in the house, 70s, cool looking house with a great studio. And it just has a really cool feel, and we all are really comfortable with it, and the engineer is hilarious, and we love him too.
Right. All right, cool. Paula Nelson live in the KBFT studio with the Paula Nelson Band, and of course 6:30 tonight at Discovery Green, opening up for the Gourds. What are you guys going to sing for us next?